Hi everyone, here we would like to explain few of the scenario-based SQL and data stage questions. The first question is, input is having a table employee, which is having employee ID, employee name and manager ID. The data is something like this, and I would like to retrieve employee ID, employee name and each employee's manager name. So we can perform this one through self-join. Self-join is a concept where we are going to join the same table itself. That's what we call a self-join. And in our case, the self join will helps to get the data as expected. So our output, which is nothing but here the first record 1, 2, 3 is employee ID, cat is employee name. For cat, who is the manager? 4, 5, 6 is his manager ID. So this is another employee, right? So with this 4, 5, 6, I'm going to search the manager name, which is nothing but dog. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to equate the manager ID with the employee ID. We are joining manager ID column with employee ID column, right? So we can able to perform that one through self-join query. So how we can able to write the query here, let me write it out. So select for, I am taking the same table twice. I'm giving a name called E for my first table, which is having the same data. And I'm also replicating it again with name M. Okay, like this. So I do have two tables, E and M. I'm joining E and M. Let me do that. From employee table, what I want, E dot EMP comma, E dot EMP name, right? And from my manager table, what I want, employee name. So M dot EMP name. From employee E, I'm doing self join. I'm doing E table with M table. So from employee join employee with aliasing name M. Now I need to write the joining condition. So how I'm joining? I am trying to equate the manager ID with the employee ID from my employee manager table. So E dot manager ID is equal to M dot EMP ID. This would retrieve this particular output. Okay, hope this is understandable. Let's move to the second question where it is being asked. We do have a table called employee where we are having employee name, employee ID, department ID and salary. All these four columns are available in employee table. In department table, department name and department ID are there. In salary table, employee ID and salary are there. Now, my first question is average salary for each department. So these are called aggregating functions. Aggregating functions means we are calculating something on a group of data. So to perform a group of data, we need to aggregate the things based on certain quality that we call as aggregation functions. To apply aggregation functions, we need to group the data. To group the data, we need to use group by keyword. Okay. So here, what is my first question? I need to fetch average salary for each department and I should have department name and average salary. So first let me search where we do have this department name and average salary. Department name is available in department table, but it is not available in employee table. Okay. And salary is there in my employee table. Okay. So I can join my department table with employee table and I can fetch these two things. So let's write that query. So what I want, select D dot department name and here we would need average salary, right? So average of salary. Salary is coming from my employee table. So average of E dot salary as average salary. So first we need to join these two things, right? So here what I do, right? From employee E join department D on E dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID. Group by department ID. So this would retrieve us the required information. The next question is highest salary in each department. So this one we can able to perform like the same. So instead of average salary, what we do is we use max salary. Max is another function, aggregating function. So max of salary as max salary. And we are grouping by department ID. Okay. Then the third one is retrieve the data having columns starts with N. So we can able to perform this one using like operator. Okay. So we can write something like this: select star from employee where name like N percentile. That means it will fetch the data from employee table where name starts with N. Okay. So say suppose if my second character is A, and how we can able to retrieve that? Select star from employee where name like underscore, first character can be anything, second character should be A, and the next thing can be anything. So this will retrieve the second character having A kind of words from name column. Okay. Then what's the difference between row number, row ID, rank, and dense rank? So all these things will provide a sequence number. So row number is a sequence number which will assign as 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Row ID is a hexadecimal number which will give the pseudocode, and that is memory location of that particular row. This is row ID. Then rank. It will skip the rank. It will skip the row number when something is repeated. Dense rank will not skip the row number if quantity repeats. Let me give an example over here. Say suppose I do have marks 10, 20, 30, 30, 40. For this one, if it is a row number, if it is a rank, if it is a dense rank, and if it is row ID, we will see one by one. For row num, it will assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For rank, it will assign 1, 2, 3, again 3, and 5. For dense rank, it will give 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. For row ID, we are not sure. It can be XX or something, some hexadecimal number will come in row ID. Okay, this is understandable. Let's move to the data stage questions. So if I do have input having some characters, some integers and some special characters, in the output, I want all the characters to one particular column and I want all the integers to one particular column. Then how we can able to perform this? So we can able to perform with the help of transformer. So the job development is something like this: input stage or source stage, followed by transformer, and then output stage. In transformer, we need to define 3 stage variables. Okay, my stage variable 1, or else my integer SV, which is nothing but stage variable integer, or stage variable char part. Okay, so here I'm going to use convert function, convert of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, comma, input column, comma, nothing. So what I'm trying to do over here, I am converting all my integers from my input data as nothing. Then I will end up with A, B, C, C, D, F, E, which is nothing but my character. So the next thing I will derive one more stage variable, which is SV integer part. Okay. Or else SV2. Okay. Here what I'm doing again a convert function. So I will svchar part. That means I'm converting this output, which is my character part, from my input column to nothing. Okay. So here what I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 star. Now I do have the star also. In my stage variable 3, what I'm going to do is convert. So I need to eliminate even the special characters as well. For that, what I do, convert all the special characters. So maybe I will define all the special characters over here like this. To nothing from my stage variable 2, comma nothing. Okay. So here I am going to get my integer part. Okay. Finally, in the column derivation 1, what I give SV char part. For column 2, I will give SV3. Likewise, I can able to retrieve my character part and my integer part. Okay. The next question. I do have input 10A, 10B, 20C, 30D. And I want only 20C and 30D. That means here I am pasting only unique records from my input. So how we can able to do this one is we'll keep source stage followed by aggregated, then so let me give the logic over here. From source stage, we are going to retrieve all the input in the aggregated using column 1. By grouping the column 1, I am counting the number of rows. Then what I am going to get for 10, I will get count 2. For 20, I am getting count 1. For 30, I am getting count 1. Suppose this one, I am going to compare the counts. If count is greater than 1, then that is not going to pass. If count is only equals to 1, then I'm going to pass this data to the output. Likewise, I'm going to get 20 and 30 to my output. Okay. The next question. I do have input 1, 2, 3, 4 and output 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Okay. So here I'm repeating the character to the number of times. How many does it have? Okay. How I can able to perform? Input stage followed by transformer and then followed by output stage. Okay. So in the transformer, I'm going to use str function, str of input column 1, comma, input column 1. This I am going to define in the output column derivation. This will suffice. Okay. So str function is going to repeat this particular data these many times. Let me explain how str function works. If I give str of 0, 4, what it is going to give as output? 0, 0, 0, 0. So likewise, if I give 1, 1, 1 will be repeated only once. If I give 2, 2, 2 will be repeated twice. If I give 3, 3, 3 will be repeated twice. Likewise, we will get. Okay. The next one, how to send only unique records and move all the duplicates to different link. Okay, this is same as this one which I taught, unique records and duplicate records. And apart from that, I want to remove the duplicates and send all the data to the output. Then we can perform using sort stage. There we are going to have key change column in the options. Okay, so what it does is, if I do have data 10, 1, 10, so when something is repeated, 20, 20, 20, 30, if my data is something like this, then for key change column, it will assign for the first record 1 and for the second record 0. For the first record again 1, for the second record 0, for the third record 0, for the first record 1. So key change column will apply a flag to my data based on the reputations. For my first row, it will assign 1, and for the rest of the records, it will assign 0. So using this flag, we can now filter the data where we can able to retrieve the unique records. Okay. Then config file. What actually available in a config file? It is going to have node configuration details. It is going to have tool information, and it is going to have scratch memory location, and it is going to have dataset memory location. Okay. So in node configuration, what are the things that we can find the path of this config file from logs. apt.config is the file name which can able to find in the logs. Okay, let me show it out. Let me open Datastage console. Let it open. Meantime, let's go through the next question. Unix commands. Okay. So let's go to this question. Sequence job, not sequence job. I do not want header and trailer through sequential stage. So how we can do it is through sequential stage, we can able to execute Unix commands. Okay. So if I do sed -i 1d file name, what it is going to do, it will remove the first row. It is going to delete the first row where our header is going to be removed. Pipe symbol. So after that, it is going to perform this activity, scd -i last record. But for that, first we need to know how many rows are there, right? So here to remove the first and last records. For last record, the denotion is $T. These two things should be enclosed in quotations and then file name. Okay, so this is going to remove my first row and last row from a particular file. We need to give this particular command in the sequential stage property so that our header and trailer are going to be removed and we can pass only detailed records. How to generate row num in a sequential file? So there is a function called row num inside sequential file stage that is going to be generate the row numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on to the actual content. Okay, and coming back to our config file, this is going to have node configuration details, pool information, scratch memory location, and dataset memory location. In node configuration, we are going to have how many nodes that a project is going to take or on which particular node configuration a particular project is running. Apart from that, we are also going to have fast name. Fast name is the physical node name. That means the existing memory name that stage is used, the data stage is used to open the connections for high volume data transfer. Say suppose I'm using some database connector. So that database connector is going to use this particular fast name so that the data transfers can happen for high volumes at a maximum possible speed. Scratch memory is going to be the place where we are going to use for processing the stages. Say suppose we are using so many stages like source stage, transformation stages, and target stage. All these stages to execute or to store the data, those are going to use scratch memory. And we are also going to have data sets. So all the data sets are being saved in this particular memory location. All these things are available in my apt config file. And this apt config file resides at some place in data stage. That place can be retrieved from the logs. Let me open the logs and show it out. Let me open any job. If I open the logs here in the job logs, so This is the place where our apt config file is present. Let me open that particular place. cd, I'm pasting that particular path. Yes. So here we are having that particular file cat default.apt. So if you see, we are going to get the nodes. So here my project is using two nodes, node 1 and node 2. Fast name is nothing but the actual place where we can have the uh, data, high data transfers through connections. High volume data transfers can be happened. So here my fast name is my local machine. Resource disk. This is the place where actually we can able to save the data sets. Scratch disk. This is the place where Datastage is going to use memory to process the uh, job execution. Okay, hope this is fine. Now let's move into a couple other questions. Okay, so here we do have in column 110 and column 2. So this is my input actually, column 1 and column 2. This is my output. So how we can able to perform this one? So we can do something like this. Input stage, transformer, and output stage. Okay. In the transformer, I'm going to define stage variables SV1, SV2. In my first stage variable, I will keep column 1. In my second stage variable, I will keep my stage variable 1. Okay. For the first, when first rows comes over here, that time what happens? So first I need to sort the data using link sorting. Here I can, on the input link, we can apply the sort on column 1. Then we will get the sorted data. Okay. Now the next thing is for the first record, stage variable 1 will become 10 and stage variable 2 will become 0. For the second run, my stage variable 1, for the second run, my stage variable 1 will become again 10, which is my second record. And stage variable 2 will have 10. So in the third stage variable, what I'm going to do is I will compare my previous record and my current record. If SV2 is equal to SV1, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to compare my second row with my first row. When both are same, then here I'm going to compare it with if else condition. If my stage variable 2 is equal to stage variable 1, that means I'm comparing these two. When both are same, then I'm concatenating these two. Okay. Then what I do? I'll do column 1 concatenate column 2. Mm, okay. No. So then what I do is I will concatenate stage variable 3 concatenate column 3. Okay. What I do is I'll take stage variable 3 where I'm going to save column 1 data. Okay. So this is not needed and if anyhow column 1 data is available in stage variable 1. So this is something like for the first time it is going to take column 1 data. In all other cases it is going to take stage variable 3. Okay. Else SV3 concatenate SV sorry column 2 else SV3. Okay. So what here I am trying to do finally is in SV3 I am going to end up with 10 red, blue, green and 20 yellow, orange. This is how I'm going to get. Let me explain again here. First I will sort the data. Once after sorting, I will compare my column 1 with the next record. So how I can able to do it? First I will save this particular row in my stage variable 1. And I will save the same data in my stage variable 2 also. Okay. So when first record comes, my stage variable 2 will have 0 and my stage variable 1 will have 10. That time it will not uh, be in match. For the second time, this is going to have 10 and this is going to have 10, which is same. So here I'm going to concatenate 10 with red and 10 with blue. Likewise, I can able to concatenate all the 10 records. When my 10 is not equal to 20, that time I will go to else. Likewise, I am going to iterate the things. Anyhow, I need to explore these things through console. Okay. So this one. If it is inner join, then what is the output? Okay. And the output is inner join means it is going to give the common records. So 2, 2 and 4. If it is left join, then my records will be 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is right join, then my records will be 5, 2, 6, 4. 5, 2, 6, 4. If it is full join, then I'm going to get all the records from both the things. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But all these outputs are only for column 1. Let me write down for column 2 also. Okay, from column 2, what we are going to get in inner join? 2, 4. In the left join, what we are going to get for the first record? 1, nothing is there. So for 1, we'll get null. Okay, this is going to be my first row. For second row, 2 is there. So 2 comma 2 will come. For the third row, 3 comma null will come. For fourth row, 4 comma 4 will come. In the similar way, the other things also.